What would you do if you suddenly lost your job, then your house, and then you found yourself on the street? Even if you found a shelter bed at night, where would you go during the day? How would you find a place to live or a job without an address, without a shower, without clean clothes, without food in your belly? You could actually find all that at Corpus Commons, which is this month's nonprofit featured for the 208 Way.
I used to drive by this freeway and look down here all the time and just never give it a thought, okay? Now, my bubble and this bubble have collided.
Lance Russell is a lot of things: a Finnish carpenter, a Boisean, and a volunteer here at Corpus Commons. Why do you volunteer?
To give back. So it should be everybody's responsibility to give back for what they're getting.
He's also unhoused, but gets help from Corpus Commons. What do these services mean to you?
Everything. You know what I'm saying? Clean laundry. Okay, what's that? A shower. Okay, that's a big one right there. All right, hygiene. Okay, these people don't get enough hygiene. And hygiene's important for everyone, just to feel human. Yeah?
Finding that sort of humanity in others can be tough when you're experiencing homelessness.
I mentioned our sleeping tent and how we kind of have shifted to meet that need, especially our older people, elderly, more medically fragile people that may work at night and then just want to sleep during the day.
Jessica Abbott is the executive director at Corpus Commons.
We are Idaho's only daytime homeless shelter. So what that means is when people are experiencing a crisis, maybe financial hardship, they're newly homeless, we're the place kind of where they hit first.
Hey, how's it going?
It gets very hot in here, so it's probably gonna be a little hot. So we have a lot right now.
Jessica has a lot going on in a day.
Having to pack around all of your belongings, this keeps it safe and keeps it so they're not wandering the street with all of their things.
Because Corpus Commons has a wide array of jobs.
Overnight shelters have people leave in the morning and then they can't come back until night. And so that leaves this huge gap during the day for people, especially our medically fragile, our disabled. Norco will deliver here, so you can imagine if you're disabled and you are trying to pack around all your oxygen tanks, that's pretty impossible. When people first come to us, they usually are pretty shocked. They're a little bit traumatized. They're very overwhelmed. And so to just take that time and find out what their story is and what next steps are going to make sense for them.
Those next steps are a big part of what Corpus Commons does for people like Lance Russell, providing not just food, clothes, and a shower, but also
they'll help you with a license, Social Security, your benefits, whatever comes around. You get your mailing address, because a lot of these people don't have a home. They're homeless.
This is a place where people can get back on their feet and get headed in the right direction.
It's just having those resources and other people that kind of are looking out for you and keeping you going so that you don't lose hope.
And everyone has good reason to hold on to hope here. They have a lot of success stories. How does that make you feel and your volunteers feel when they're like, I got this job, I got this interview?
Oh, it's really exciting because their face is just, they are so proud, and they are so proud to tell us because we've been doing this with them.
What would this community look like, you think, without Corpus Commons?
I think if we weren't here, people would see a lot more people on the streets. You would see more medical emergencies that could have been prevented.
It's always going to be there, okay? You have to deal with it, okay? And how you deal with it is how you look at your city, okay? For what they want to do to help, instead of just ignoring it and just going past.
Jessica added that the #1 reason people become unhoused is that they're fleeing domestic violence. The second, she says, is lack of income and the rising costs of housing, which is something that can happen to you even if you have a job. Bottom line, none of those reasons have anything to do with laziness. No one is choosing to sleep on the street. Corpus Commons is looking for volunteers and, of course, donations. So we are making that easy for you. Just scan that little QR code on the bottom right of the screen. You're going to find out more about the 208 Way and a quick way to donate as well.